was fate that I met Siqueiros. My name is Luis Garza, and I am the exhibition curator and originator. I was part of an American delegation made up of about 20-25 people that traveled to Budapest, Hungary, to the World Peace Conference that was being held there. It was sort of the Eastern Bloc version of the United Nations. I was the only Chicano in the American delegation. So when we got to Budapest, Hungary at the World Peace Conference, Siqueiros was part of the Mexican delegation. And when he heard there was a Chicano in the American delegation, he called for a meeting. And so I'm escorted one morning to the table of the Mexican delegation. Siqueiros stands and says to me, "Compañero, cuéntame de este movimiento chicano." He gives me a big hug and sits me down, and he starts asking me questions about the Chicano movement and what was going on, and did I know about his murals in Los Angeles and the efforts to restore them back to the public. So those are the beginnings of that connection and part of the storyline within this exhibition. There are numerous themes that run through this exhibition. We broke it down into 4 parts. One is the artist himself, who he is, what his background is, where he comes from. He's a soldier, he's an artist, he's an organizer. And so that's the first portion, his formative years, and how he arrives to Los Angeles. Why does he arrive to Los Angeles? When he gets here to Los Angeles, what he does here, who he meets, the seed that he plants here in Los Angeles that later grows into an international mural movement beginning here in Los Angeles. So that takes you into the 3rd portion, which is the art for the Chicano movement and the evolution of a mural movement begun by the Chicano muralists in the early 70s. And the direct inspiration is Siqueiros and the reappearance of his mural at Olvera Street. I have these last moments with Siqueiros and his wife Angelica, and these are the moments that I capture. This is a number of other shots, but these are my particular favorites. And Maestro Siqueiros here is doing what he does in his self-portrait of El Cornelazo, which is a very famous self-portrait that he does. And that's what he's doing here with me in this here. And it's a very playful moment. You could see the twinkle in his eye and the cheerfulness that he's playing with me. And this other one of Siqueiros here is a stark difference in terms of his seriousness and his concentration. So there are 2 extremes, 2 extreme emotions that you see here. And the central one is Angelica Siqueiros, his wife, and they're getting into this little Volkswagen car, and it's the last time I will see them. And she turns to me and she says, "Luis, ¿cómo dicen ustedes? Chicana power." And so it's that sense of solidarity that she's expressing for both of them to the Chicano movement in Los Angeles and to the Chicano people, the Mexican people of the United States.